Hey guys, it's ZD here, and I'm super excited to go over something that I know is going to take your sales to the next level. You know, I've been privileged enough to work with over 2,200 coaches personally around this thing called sales, because I know it's the number one thing that can drive your business to the next level. Like, think about it. It doesn't really matter if you're going to the marketplace, you do really good footage and videos, and you make everything perfect, you're visible. It's amazing. It's the first step. But most of the time, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to sell. And a lot of people are so scared of this thing called sales. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to feel. You know, I do really well at the start of the call, but at the end of the call, you know, objections come up. And most people struggle with this, mostly because they have issues with money, which is, I'll talk about that on another video. Most people don't do well at sales because they've got so much insecurity around money. And what is the number one thing in the coaching world when you're selling someone? We're asking for money, you know, for usually a service that we're providing. So there's a lot of insecurity and self-worth challenges that come up along with that. But I'm going to make this into a framework that I know is going to absolutely blow your mind around sales. So if you're struggling with objections right now and you're wanting to pretty much bring in more money to your bottom line, watch this video. The first thing I want to say is objections are part of the game. You know, most people are scared of them, and most people are like, I don't do objections. Well, objections are part of the game, and I don't want you to look at objections like they're bad, because they're not bad at all. The way you've got to look at objections are they're just complaining about the price or something. They're just saying, I want to do it, but they're concerned in a way. So don't look at this like they're attacking you, because they're not. They're just concerned about the offer. But breaking it down really simply is, I remember when I first started sales, and I wanted to really get good at this. And when you want to really get good at objection handling, you need to practice it. It's like playing the piano, you know? Someone's going to get good over a period of time if you practice it. There's an old statement that says, we get rewarded in public for what we practice for years and years and years and years in private. So if you're practicing objection handling in private, I know over a period of time you will become a master of it. But it's something that I believe you should be putting a lot of time into. Like, think about it. Are you putting a lot of time into your website? Well, in coaching, your website doesn't mean anything. I'm still working on my website. It hasn't made me any money. The only thing that's made me money is being a good communicator. Being able to communicate and influence someone, like taking someone from really struggling, like thinking, I really want to change my life, to really saying, do you know what, I'm going to do it. That is an influencer, and that's someone that's going to take you to the next level, and I want you to be that. I want you to identify yourself as that. But you need to master this thing. You know, think about if you're a musician and you have, you know, let's just say you're a piano player. You've got to master the piano. You've got to master playing the piano. Just like you got to master objections. So let me break it down really simply. Now, there's actually only 4 objections in the coaching world that people have. Now, they might say it differently, but it's only really 4 objections. So think about this. If there's only 4 objections that people have, isn't it really good to be like, why am I so scared of this? Instead of being scared, I need to prepare. If I'm a boxer, I already know there's only a certain few moves that they're going to swing at me. There's going to be an uppercut, there's going to be a hook, whatever it is. I know there's only a certain few. If I know there's a certain few, I can prepare myself in how I'm going to respond to them. And if I already know they're going to say, I don't have the money, then I can prepare for that. But money is the first objection that people have, which is, I don't have the money, or they might say, it's too expensive. I really want to do it. It's just too expensive right now. I'm going to walk through that in a second. Then we have, I need to go think about it. Like, I need to go think about it. I'm a person that takes 24 hours to kind of make a decision. Could you send me more information on it? These are the more intellectual people, right? They're not going to make a decision. Usually when they go think about it, they don't do anything. They don't think about it. They think about staying safe. Then they don't communicate with you, which is the next one is, I don't have the time. In reality, everyone has the time, do they not? That's fact. Everyone has the time. Every single person out there has the time. If you needed to exercise every single day and you had to, your health had to do this in order to reverse some illness or challenge that you had, you would do it. You'd make the time for it. So that's bullshit as well. Number 4 is, I need to go talk to my partner. Now, what we've got to understand with each one of these 4 objections that people have, they all have to do with money. You know, every single objection in the coaching world has to do with money. As much as they think it's not, it is. I don't have the money is clearly money. I need to go think about it. What do they need to go think about? Like, think about it. If I said, hey, it's totally free, they would do it, right? They wouldn't even have to think about it. So really what they've got to do is they've got to think about money. So that's the challenge that people go through. And then I don't have the time. Everyone has the time. I think this is kind of like the ego person's excuse to kind of say, I don't have the time for that. But really, they're struggling with money. That's what I've worked out. I've broken people down like this with working over 2,200. I know this for a fact. And then number 4 is I need to go talk to my partner. Now, I need to go talk to my partner about money. I always make a joke and say, if the person went to the husband or wife and said, hey, I'm thinking about investing this $10,000 with this coach, what is the man or woman going to say? How much is it? How much is it? And then they go, oh, it's 10K. And then they're like, oh, you don't need to do that. You don't need, see, they're going to kind of go into protection mode. But all of a sudden, the partner becomes more supportive when the person comes out and says, hey, I've just signed up to this coaching. How much was it? It's free. Oh my God, you're going to love it. It's going to be amazing because there's no money involved. We have shit around money, and this is the issue that most people have. So if you let that person off the call to go talk to their partner, the only issue is that partner's probably got shit around money, and you're not going to be on the call with them. You're not going to be able to see that conversation go down. So it's usually going to be a no, 99% of the time. So how do I overcome these objections? Now, I have a format that I teach all of my clients, this format. I'm actually going to give it to you right now. It's going to blow you away. The first step, I want you to write this down, is always agree. So no matter what someone says, hey, Zach, I don't have the money. Of course you don't have the money. I want you to get in the habit of this. So always agree. I need to go think about it. Oh my God, I want you to go think about it. Hey, can I ask you a question? See, always agree with them. If you don't agree with them, think about what this feels like. About this. Look, I don't have the time. Why don't you have the time? It's what people always say, like they're attacking. It's like hostility. A sales call is not meant to be hostility. It's meant to be flow. It's meant to be trust. It's meant to be just pure fun. I want you to have enjoyment when you're doing this. So if someone says, hey, I don't have the time, you're like, of course you don't have the time. You're a busy woman or a busy man. Yeah, it's different. You've got to say and agree exactly what they say back. If you always agree, you keep rapport with the client. And the client will actually listen to you. It's so different when you do this compared to just, saying, oh, well, of course you, like, if someone says, I don't have the time, you're like, why don't you have the time? Why do you need to go think about it? See, we're causing conflict. That's why when we cause conflict, they're not really going to buy from you. Now there's conflict, they're going to be like, no, I need to get off this call. Number 4 is I need to go talk to my partner. I want you to go talk to your partner. Go ahead. I want you to go talk to your partner. That's the step 1. So you see how it's a fun energy and it's always agreeing. You can say things like, of course I want you to. Absolutely you should. You could say totally, 100%. Like write those things down because those are agreement frames. The next thing I always say is I ask for permission to ask a question. So I say, totally, of course you don't have the money. Hey, can I ask you a question? That's the second thing. Just ask. Can I ask you a question? You say this at the back end of every single thing you say. Hey, I need to go talk to my partner. Of course I want you to go talk to your partner. Hey, can I ask you a question? See, always ask that question. It's like so flowy. I've done this with so many people, so many sales trainings with people, and people just love this process because it's so simple and easy. It doesn't need to be hard. It's just totally flow. Now, like I said on the last video, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it about the carrot and the stick. Those are the 2 emotional things, which is the want, which is the carrot, and then the pain, which is the stick. So if I know those 2 things about someone, I can influence someone. I can move their emotions. It's like I can move them one way, I can move them this way. So if I've already figured out what they want and what the pain is, and if someone goes to me, hey, I don't have the time, look, it sounds really good, Zach, but I just don't have the time. See, I'm going to do step 1. Totally, of course you don't have the time. Hey, can I ask you a question? And then they go, yes. Do you find time for things that are important to you, yes or no? Well, yes, of course. Do you think making money, which is want, is important to you? Yeah, of course it is. Then sign up. Why wouldn't we do this right now? I'm really looking forward to working with you, and I think we're going to get amazing results, so let's do it. That would kind of be like an objection handle. But see how it's fun? There's no like force around it. It's kind of fun. It's like energy, and it's kind of smooth. You want to make this conversation smooth here. Then we go like this, like look at the same pattern. First one is agree. Second one is can I ask you a question? Third one is ask a question. So meaning like, you could say something like, do you actually want to make money? Yes or no? Or you could do a pain one. You could say, can I ask you a question? Do you actually want to stay in the same position as you were 12 months ago? Yes or no? And then they go, no, and say, of course you don't. So let's do this. Number 4 is let's do this, which is let's do this. Let's lock this in. Let's move this thing forward. And what you got to do after you say, let's do this, is don't just leave it on let's do this. This is where you got to come up with gambits. Now, what are gambits? There's certain things and phrases that you want to say. Like say things like, you're an ideal client of mine, because if they're an ideal client, say it. Say you deserve this. Say you're amazing. I can't wait to work with you. Keep reassuring them, because especially when they're talking about money, what they need the most is certainty. They want you to say things to them and say certainty after certainty after certainty. I'll give you an example. I need to go think about it. Look, sounds really good, Zach, but, it sounds really good. I just need to go think about it. I'm one of those people that need 24 hours. Oh my God, I want you to go do that, totally. Hey, can I ask you a question? Yeah, of course. Can you be totally honest with me right now? Yeah, of course I can. Do you actually want to do this right now? Yes or no? Because I don't want to force you and follow you up or whatever if you really don't. Just tell me the truth right now. Do you actually want to do it? Because it's totally fine if you don't. Well, yeah, I really do. Then sign up right now. Let's make a decision right now. There's one thing I know. You go think about it, you're going to run your old program. But if you make a decision on this right now, your life changes. And I want your freaking life to change, right? Oh, you're so right. So let's do this. I can't wait to work with you. See, Gambit, you're amazing. You deserve this more than anyone. And do you know what? You're an ideal client of mine. I'd love to help you out with this. So let's do it. That's how you've got to do this. So repeat, absolutely, or I totally agree. Just write that down. The second one is, can I ask you a question? Then say, do you want to make money? Do you want to grow your health? Do you want to have better sex in your life? Whatever it is. And then they say yes and say, let's do this. You deserve this more than anyone. And I can't wait to work with you. It's going to be so much fun. The more you come back to these with that kind of framework, simple framework, the more your life will change and the more your whole certainty about everything will change. You can use this in anything. I've done this at like hotels to get upgrades and things like that. Same thing when someone's like, no, we can't give you an upgrade. Of course you can't give me an upgrade. I don't want you to give me an upgrade. Hey, can I ask you a question? They go, yes. Do you want to make my wife's birthday? Like, do you want to make her so happy on her birthday? Well, of course we do. So then sign me up, upgrade me. Come on, I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to film here and show the world how amazing this hotel is. See, it's the same process. If you mastered this, I'm telling you, your business will grow insanely. It'll be crazy how much it'll grow. So guys, comment below, what are your biggest learnings? Also subscribe to the channel, like, comment, whatever you need. Guys, if you have any questions around it, please let me know. Subscribe below, and I'll talk to you very soon.